All right, so I got another story for you guys. Surprise, surprise. I told y'all I'm full of stories. The night that I picked up Dr. J in Las Vegas, and what happened? What did I talk to him about? So I was chilling at the Mandalay Bay in the Cadillac Escalade, in my black suit, and I was sitting there just waiting for a ride. I didn't have anything going on. My schedule was kind of slow that day, and so I had the window rolled down a little bit, and then somebody walked up, knocked on the window, and said, "Was I available?" It ended up being Dr. J. So next thing I know, I'm cruising down the strip with Dr. J. This is the man, Julius Erving, Dr. J. And what we talked about was, I asked him, what was going on with the NBA. I was like, basically, it's like lackluster, you know what I'm saying? And the first thing he talked about was, how it was different from the era that he came from, because he said if you got an 18-year-old coming out of high school getting a $20 million check before he even hits the hard court, it's kind of like, that's the problem right there, number one. So then when we got to the end of the trip, dropped him off at the Bellagio, and I think he kind of got irritated because I still asked him for the $65 fee, and I didn't even want to take a picture with him. He didn't take well to that. But I still had a job to do. That's one thing. Whatever job I worked, I was always honest about it. I didn't want to get fired. And that's the funny thing about me. Even though I never did everything to be honest and not get fired, I'd be the one to end up getting fired anyway. Confirmation. That's the story of my life. It gets to a point in this life, it's almost like, man, is it better just being bad? Is it better just being a thief, or what? Bad things happen to good people and stuff like that. That's why people get to the point eventually they just stop giving a fuck. But anyway, I didn't think the doctor took too kind to that. But that little conversation we had about the NBA and what's wrong with the NBA. I mean, it's like everybody clearly sees that the NBA is. I mean, guys. I used to have to pay to watch. You could not pay me. I would not pay to watch a game. You would have to pay me to watch an NBA basketball game. That's how bad it is. And as far as going to a game live, hell no. It's so messed up. I don't know what happened with the NBA. I don't know why do they get to do whatever. I mean, it's so bad, guys, that I literally sometimes have to watch a game from the 80s and pretend like it's going on right now. I get more excited by watching old basketball games from the 80s and 90s than from now. Now, what does that tell you? I wouldn't pay money to go to an NBA basketball game. That's how bad it is. It's terrible. Everybody's shooting a three-point shot. I think I'm gonna leave y'all a little link about that. Somebody had mentioned, I think it was Kareem. He was saying, well, to be able to hit a shot, you got to get closer to the basket. Like, he was like, duh. But even if they play close to the basket, it's just something about it. The grit. I mean, when you go watch them Bulls versus Knicks thing from the 90s and Celtics versus Lakers from the 80s, I mean, that shit, you can still feel the energy. It felt real. I mean, you got NBA players, nobody seems to play the full 82 games. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how the NBA is still. I don't know how people are paying to see this, but somebody, I guess, as long as people paying to see it, the show must go on. It's like whatever. I don't know what's going on, but I have not watched the NBA. I'm trying to think. Last time I watched the NBA game was probably like and really cared about it was probably maybe when Allen Iverson was playing like the Lakers in the playoffs or something. That was a long time ago, guys. Other than that, I don't even be giving a damn. Like, you could tell me a playoff game, championship. They didn't already won a championship. I don't even know who won. That's how bad it is, guys. And this is coming from somebody that is a hardcore basketball fan. I cannot watch today's NBA.